London is a city built on rivers, but most of them you've probably never heard of. Hidden beneath roads and tucked behind estates, these forgotten waterways tell untold stories. Today, we're zooming in on one of them, the River Ching, a small stream with a big restoration future. So what's at stake? The River Ching in Hymes Park suffers from degraded habitat, unchecked flows, and pollution, threatening local biodiversity and increasing flood risk. Restoring it isn't just an ecological win, it strengthens flood protection for neighboring homes, helps London meet its biodiversity and water quality targets, and transforms a hidden gem into a community asset. The Ching has been divided into 3 reaches, and our project zeroes in on Reach 2, winding through Hymes Park woodland. Here we'll reconnect an old river meander to revive natural processes, slow floodwaters, and create a mosaic of wetland habitats. Our work builds on the work of the Ching Action Group, the local champions who drafted the Ching Action Plan, and zeroes in on Project 11, Habitat and Channel Restoration in Hymes Park. Together with the Ching Action Group, we've tailored a nature-based solution that 1. Reinstates the paleo channel using volunteer-guided excavation and leaky dams to manage flows, 2. Creates ponds and backwaters for local biodiversity, and 3. Engages local volunteers in monitoring biodiversity, boosting community ownership. Stakeholders like the local councils gain cost-effective flood resilience, the Environment Agency meets its Water Framework Directive goals, and you, residents and parkgoers, get cleaner water, richer wildlife, and a greener Hymes Park. Now that we've seen why restoring the River Ching matters, let's talk about what makes river restoration truly successful. In our project, we focus on 3 pillars: river flow management, public engagement, and forest management. River flow management means working with the river's natural hydrology, reconnecting the paleo channel, adding leaky dams, and creating ponds so that the water slows down, floods less downstream, and diverse aquatic habitats form. Without managing how water moves, you can't protect property or wildlife. Public engagement ensures the project endures. By involving local volunteers in our biodiversity surveys, teaching them to monitor water levels and wildlife, we build community ownership. A restored river only stays healthy if people care and continue the work. Forest management along the banks use native trees and undergrowth to stabilize soil, shade the water, and filter pollutants. Healthy riparian woodlands keep sediment out of the water, cool the stream for sensitive species, and offer new habitat corridors. Together, these 3 pillars, smart flow control, community stewardship, and riparian greening, create the resilient, self-sustaining River Ching we all want to see.
We value the importance of data-informed decisions and site-specific designs. So far, time was taken to survey the present typography and biodiversity on site. This included a 3D scan using LiDAR, survey of the gradients, bankfall heights of the River Ching, and a survey of the biodiversity on site. To progress our design for the restoration, a LiDAR point cloud model allowed us to take into account the hard-to-access areas for volunteers and existing site topography. We are targeting an enhancement of an existing backflow pond on site, amplifying the undulations to create multiple ponds with different depths that merge during high flow. By broadening and deepening the backflow pond increases the pond's water retention capacity, reducing flood risk within the residential neighborhood downstream. The variations in seasonal pond conditions creates a greater variety of habitats and encourages different plants, insects, animals in the area, improving the biodiversity at the Great Sales Wood. In order to know what species are present on site, let us share how we went about this.
For the biodiversity, we performed species mapping. When we get to the site, we divided the site by 15 times 27 units, and each unit is roughly about 1 square meters. We then identified 3 high species abundance areas and then put the quadrant into it to identify species. For example, there are 3 species that we identified: creeping buttercup, common nettle, and greater plantain. Our solution to promote biodiversity in the paleo channel area is we designed a species guide and list to aid citizen scientists in species identification to collect the baseline data and promote the citizen science project later on. And here are the species guide and the species list me and my team member produced. There are the common plants that we found within the area for the citizen scientists to have a reference on.
Since our project site is in Epping Forest, a site of special scientific interest, we face several challenges and opportunities for improvement. To create a backflow pond, manual excavation is necessary due to environmental regulations and site inaccessibility. The pond size is limited to a maximum of 50 cubic meters, so depending on the design, it could take up to 10 days for a team of 6 people to complete the work. For biodiversity mapping, we identified 3 distinct vegetation areas, but the rest of the site is bare. The complexity of mapping led to potential human errors, and our random sampling method often placed quadrats in sparse areas. The species guide we used also highlighted our limited botanical knowledge, which made the process a bit of a learning curve. One significant limitation was that we didn't conduct an experiment looking at how reducing tree canopy can increase biodiversity. This was something we hoped to explore but couldn't due to constraints on time and resources.
The Paleo Restoration Project is a part of a journey to support the resilience of Hyams Park and restore the River Ching to achieve good ecological potential to benefit us and nature. So we want to thank the important contributors to this project, and this includes you, and the strong community at Hyams Park for showing care and interest in this project. Thank you, and we hope everyone has a great London River Week.